Drew McIntyre's rivalry with Roman Reigns has been one of the most frustrating and emotionally charged stories of the modern era. Since 2020, their paths have crossed multiple times, each encounter carrying massive stakes and intense anticipation. Drew entered every clash believing this time would be different. He had the power, the size, and the championship pedigree to stand toe-to-toe with Roman. Yet despite all of that, one truth has followed him through every chapter of this rivalry. Drew McIntyre has never beaten Roman Reigns. When Drew first challenged Roman during the rise of the Tribal Chief, the dynamic shifted instantly. Roman wasn't just a dominant champion, he was calculating, ruthless, and protected by an ever-growing aura of inevitability. Drew came in as a proven warrior, a former champion who had conquered giants and survived wars. On paper, the matchup felt even. In reality, Roman always seemed one step ahead. Every time Drew built momentum, Roman found a way to shut it down. The frustration became part of the story. Drew hit harder, fought longer, and pushed himself further with each encounter. Claymores landed, near falls drove the crowd wild. Moments came where victory felt close enough to touch, but Roman Reigns thrives in those moments. Whether through timing, strategy, or sheer dominance, Roman always found an escape. Sometimes it was interference, sometimes it was opportunistic brutality, but the result never changed. What makes this rivalry compelling is not just the losses, but how close Drew has come. He has pushed Roman in ways few others have. He has tested Roman's endurance, forced him into uncomfortable positions, and made him fight instead of simply dominate. Yet, when the dust settles, Roman stands tall. That repeated outcome chips away at Drew's confidence, turning belief into obsession. For Drew McIntyre, each loss added weight. The burden of unfinished business grew heavier. This wasn't just about a title anymore. It became personal. Drew wanted to prove that he could overcome the one man who kept standing in his way. Every rematch carried that hunger, that desperation to finally rewrite history. But Roman Reigns is built on denying hope. He doesn't just beat opponents, he breaks their momentum. Roman's dominance during this period has been unmatched. As the Tribal Chief, he controls the pace, the environment, and often the outcome before the match even begins. Drew, despite his strength and resilience, has struggled to counter that level of control. Roman doesn't rush. He waits for mistakes, exploits openings, and applies pressure with surgical precision. Drew fights with heart. Roman fights with inevitability. The psychological toll on Drew cannot be ignored. Knowing you have the tools to win but still falling short creates doubt. Drew remains dangerous, but each failed attempt against Roman adds another layer of frustration. Fans feel it. They see a warrior knocking on the door, only to have it slammed shut every time. That repeated failure has become part of Drew's narrative, shaping how people view his legacy during Roman's reign. Despite never beating Roman, Drew McIntyre's role in this rivalry is significant. He represents resistance. He is the challenger who refuses to disappear, who keeps coming back even after disappointment. That persistence earns respect, even in defeat. Drew hasn't been dominated, he's been denied, and there is a difference. As time moves on, the question lingers. Can Drew McIntyre ever overcome Roman Reigns? Or will this rivalry forever be defined by near victories and heartbreak? Roman's reign has ended many dreams, and Drew's remains one of the most painful. Until the day Drew finally stands across from Roman and breaks the pattern, this rivalry will remain a symbol of frustration, resilience, and unfinished business. Since 2020, Drew McIntyre has chased Roman Reigns and come up short every time. That fact alone defines their story, not because Drew isn't good enough, but because Roman Reigns has been nearly unbeatable. And until that changes, Drew's battle with Roman will always be remembered as the rivalry he could never conquer.